What up, Knicks fans? You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. As always, we're about to get into a mailbag where I answer your questions live, which aired on our live show every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Turn your notifications on and subscribe so you can join us next week when we go live. But I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Mint Mobile, a cell phone provider that's hooking you up with the best deal out there. Unlimited talk and unlimited text for as low as $15 per month. Get started today. Go to mintmobile.com/chatsports. Big Beno? What up, man? Should the Knicks sign Melo back if we don't get Spida? No. If the Knicks do not sign or make a trade for Donovan Mitchell, I don't think there's a reason to go and make a move for Carmelo Anthony. There's actually a weigh-in on this question, Seeps, if you want to pop that up. We had a plan around it. But there's no reason, in my opinion, to go and sign a guy like Carmelo Anthony if you don't trade for Donovan Mitchell. Because think about it. You already kind of have a log jam on the bench. You have a lot of guys that need minutes. Immanuel Quickley, Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, or Quentin Grimes. You also have Hartenstein, and you also have Sims. There's just not minutes, in my opinion, for Carmelo Anthony if you don't make a trade for Donovan Mitchell. If you trade for Mitchell, you should for sure go and make a move for Carmelo Anthony. Do we not want to go to that? The weigh-in, you just had it up. But, yeah, to answer your question, Big Ben, I would not go and make a trade or sign Carmelo Anthony if I don't trade for Donovan Mitchell. But I'll ask you, do you want Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks? Type 7 for yes or type N for no. I'm curious what all you think. Do you want Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks? Type 7 for yes, type N for no. Let me know in the comments. Joe Curry, what's out there in a trade for Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose? Small forwards preferred. I really don't think there is a trade out there right now, or I think the Knicks would have made it. I think they have their eyes set on Donovan Mitchell, and if they don't make a Donovan Mitchell trade, they're going to reassess until the All-Star break, hoping that a superstar becomes available. But the type of player that they're looking for isn't someone that's just going to come in and start. They're looking for a needle mover. And I'm not sure there's a needle mover out there at the small forward department right now. I love OG Anunoby, but I really don't think he's available. There was rumors from Jake Fisher of the NBA's Bleacher Report that he was, but it sounds like that's only in a trade for Kevin Durant. I don't think there's a small forward out there that the Knicks could go make a trade for. The only guy that's really on the trade market is Donovan Mitchell, and that one guy that wears number 7 in Brooklyn. And I don't think the Knicks are interested in trading for him. Deuce Hive, if the Knicks can't get Donovan Mitchell, why not try to get KD? You speak of the devil, and there he goes. Number 7 from Brooklyn. Why? Why not? I ask you why. Why should the Knicks be interested in Kevin Durant? Doesn't make a lot of sense in my opinion. He's 34, 35, probably has 2-3 years left at an elite level. He's mocked us. He's made fun of us. He turned us down in free agency. And could we really see Joe Tsai and the Brooklyn Nets trading KD across the pond to the New York Knicks to go play for the superior franchise in New York? Sounds good on paper, sounds good on 2K, but I don't really think it makes a whole lot of sense. And I don't even want to see Kevin Durant play for the Knicks. But I'll ask you, would you want Kevin Durant on the Knicks? Do you think it would make a lot of sense to go and make a trade for Kevin Durant? Let me know what you think. Type KD for yes or type FKD for no. Let me know. I'm typing my FKD in the comments section. I don't want to see Kevin Durant anywhere close to a New York Knicks uniform. But hey, this show's all about you, the audience, and the audience interaction. Let me know. Type KD for yes. Type FKD for no. Connor, I saw ESPN listed Melo as the number 1 free agent signing the Knicks should make. Thoughts? Yeah, we just talked about this question. I don't really think there's a reason for the Knicks to go out and sign him, especially if you don't make a trade for Donovan Mitchell. I think if you trade for Donovan Mitchell, then you can go out and sign him because you're going to lose some pieces on the bench if you trade for him. We'll look at Carmelo Anthony's stats. Still a really good player in the NBA. 13 points per game, 4 rebounds last year, played in just 26 minutes. 23 points per game in 26 minutes is good for Melo. He was still efficient. 44% from 3, 37.5% from downtown. He's still a good player, but I don't really think it makes a lot of sense roster-wise for the Knicks going forward to sign Carmelo Anthony if they don't trade for Donovan Mitchell. If they do trade for him, though, I think it makes a lot of sense. Appreciate your question, though, bro. If you haven't yet, what are you doing? Switch over to Mint Mobile because they're offering cell phone plans for as low as $15 per month. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5G, the largest 5G network in the nation. No reason not to switch over, and it's super easy. You can switch over from the comfortability of your house. Keep your same phone and your same phone number, and you get to save money in the process. Sounds like a win-win to me. Do it today. mintmobile.com/chatsports. Joel, my dog, what up, bro? What other players do you see that the Knicks should trade for? Right now, I don't think there is anyone else to trade for. I think your roster is set. It really is. I think the Knicks have their eyes set on a guy like Donovan Mitchell. If they don't get Donovan Mitchell, they're going to roll with what they have. And that's going to be Jalen Brunson at the 1, and in my opinion, Quentin Grimes at the 2, R.J. Barrett at the 3, Julius Randle at the 4, and Mitchell Robinson at the 5. I think they start the year like that, and they'll assess it going forward leading up until the trade deadline. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to make a trade. If there's a guy out there, I think the Knicks would have already made the trade. Thing is, I don't think there's a superstar out there available. The Knicks at some point will have to consolidate assets. They have 10 players on this team that are younger than 25, and they have 11 first-round picks and 11 second-round picks over the next 7 years. You're not making all 22 picks, and when you already have 10 guys on this team or younger than 25, at some point, the Knicks will make a trade for a superstar. It's going to be Donovan Mitchell, or it's going to be a player to be named later, someone that's not officially on the market right now. Nick, what up, bro? Do you think Spida gets traded at the deadline when the pressure is up on the Jazz since they won't be playoff contenders? I could see that. If the Jazz hold on to Donovan Mitchell going into the season, I do think at the trade deadline they will feel some pressure to make a trade for Donovan Mitchell because at that point, you really only have 1 year left of Donovan Mitchell to compete. He will still have 2 years on his contract, but him on that last year, he's an expiring player, and all signs and reports coming out of Salt Lake City are that Mitchell wants to become a free agent in 2025. So the Jazz are operating on a really small timeline. 3 years sounds like a long time, but when you break it down, is this year the Jazz have punted on being a contender. Next year is the really only year to contend, because the year after that, he's an expiring deal, and building around a superstar on an expiring deal when there's rumors out there that he wants to leave in free agency, that ain't it, Jim. That is not it. Good question, though. Big Blue, what up, fool? Can we just make getting rid of Randle a priority, please? If there was anybody out there willing to trade for Julius Randle, I think they would have already done it. His value is at an all-time low right now, and any business, whether you're in sports, whether you're trading stocks, whether you're building a football team, whether you're going grocery shopping, you don't sell low. You do not sell an asset when it's at its lowest point in value, and that's what Julius Randle is right now. I think he could be better this year. I think he'll be better with a guy like Jalen Brunson. If the Knicks could trade him to dump him, I think they would have already done it, but I don't think they're in the camp of just dumping a guy like Julius Randle for nothing. They're going to want something back. If you haven't yet, go down right now, hit that big red button, subscribe, youtube.com/KnicksTV. We are trying to get to 12,000 subscribers on the channel. If you love the Knicks and you're looking for another place to get daily Knicks content, we're your one-stop shop, youtube.com/KnicksTV. Go down right now and hit that big red button. Super chat from Hector. Why are the Knicks worried about picks if they are not going to be in the lottery, unless they're planning on doing so? I don't think the picks are the holdup. Everything that I've heard and read, the picks aren't going to be the holdup in a Donovan Mitchell trade. It's the players. They don't want to trade Quentin Grimes. They don't want to trade Derrick Rose, or the reports. So I think it's the players. I think the Knicks are cool with giving up the number of picks it's going to take to get a Donovan Mitchell trade done. But I do not think it's the picks being the holdup. I think it's the players. They want to hold on to as many kids as they can. They love Quickley. They love Toppin. They love Grimes. They want to hold on to Rose. I think it's the players, not the picks being held up. I can see the Knicks trading all of their picks for a guy like Mitchell if they get to keep the young players. Last question from Paulie. Have you seen IQ working out this summer? He looks like he gained muscle as well as bounce. Yeah, he looks like a different animal, and we'll pop some pictures up on screen. Emmanuel Quickley looks big. He looks like he's been in the gym. His shoulders are broader. He looks like he's put on a lot of muscle, and that's kind of kind of what we want. Here's a picture as well. He looks really big. You can see his arms look bigger. And there's also that clip that went viral where he put the ball on the deck, the one dribble power move, left, right, rose, and dunked it. And that's not something we've really ever seen out of a guy like Immanuel Quickley. He looks healthy. He looks athletic. He looks bouncy. I think Quickley's going to have a big year if he's back with the New York Knicks this year and he's not included in a Donovan Mitchell trade. And not just because what I've seen this summer, but what I saw in the final 22 games of the season makes me believe that Immanuel Quickley can be a primetime player in the NBA. In the final 2 games, or 22 games, where he played just 28 minutes per night, the dude was cooking. 16.5 points per game, 5 assists, 44% from the deck, and almost 40% from downtown. Quickley's a bucket getter. He's a better version, or going to be a better version, in my opinion, of a guy like Lou Will. I think he plays more defense. He's 6'3", 6'10" wingspan. He's not a small guard that can get taken advantage of on defense. I think Quickley is going to have a long, successful career in the NBA, and I hope it's with the New York Knicks. I love me some IQ. And I just want everyone to show Immanuel Quickley some love in the comment section right now. Type IQ in the comments, because I feel like he's a player that doesn't get talked about enough by Knicks fans, because we just assume he's probably going to be in a Donovan Mitchell trade. But I'm not really all that sure I would just throw him in. I'd love to keep him. I think he's a super 6 man, and he can be a player on a winning team. But let me know. Show Immanuel Quickley some love. Type IQ in the comments section right now.